So after the meal, Jesus leads his disciples out from that upper room and out of the city, through the city wall. It's likely that they travel on the same road that they came in on, the road to Bethany. They go down a steep ravine and up the other side, that's the Kidron Valley, and they come to an olive orchard. It's a 3-mile ridge overlooking Jerusalem with the temple to the west. And here, amongst the trees and the vine, they find a place to rest and to pray. Here in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus knew that his hour had come. No more sermons, no more healings, no more debating with antagonists. Jesus knew that here his mission was drawing to a conclusion. Jesus, of course, speaks about his death on a number of occasions, but now it reaches a whole new level of intensity. Mark tells us that Jesus was deeply distressed and troubled, and Luke gives us this agonizing detail that Jesus actually sweat his own blood. Now, of course, we understand that to be a medical condition, rare, but under acute stress, the capillaries in the sweat gland will actually break down and produce a flow of blood. Jesus gathers his friends with him, Peter, John, and James. He tells them, "My soul is overwhelmed to the point of death." And then within their hearing, he says, "Father, if it is your will, take this cup away from me." What is it that Jesus is so fearful of? Well, clearly there is the agony of the cross before him, but I think really to get to the center of his fear, we have to understand his reference to cup. In the ancient days, if you were going to kill or assassinate a king, a simple and effective way to do that was to slip a vial of poison within the cup. And so in the ancient world, what we understand is the cup comes to represent the wrath of God upon sin. And here is Jesus' fear, and here is the mystery, that he who is without sin will receive all of God's wrath against our sin. And yet Jesus in that garden says, "Father, not my will, but yours be done." And so a large mob now invades the garden, scribes, priests, Pharisees. Much preparation has gone into this. So many failed attempts to discredit Jesus' name, and they knew that if they took him inside the city, a riot would ensue. So how wonderful that they find Jesus alone outside of the city under cover of night. And leading that mob, one of Jesus' own disciples, Judas Iscariot, who approaches Jesus and greets him in the ancient custom with a kiss that conveyed so much, the fullest expression of fraternal honor, a kiss that said, "With my heart I honor you, with my speaking I honor you. All my intentions towards you are good, and you can trust me, and I come to you without a weapon." No wonder Jesus looked at him and with all incredulity said, "Judas, that you would betray the Son of Man with a kiss?" So the mob arrives. They're armed with clubs and with spears. A scuffle ensues. One of the disciples is so bold that he takes a sword and takes off the ear of a Roman soldier. Jesus heals the soldier's ear. If ever there was a moment in Jesus' ministry to take up arms, this was the moment. But that was not Jesus' ministry. Jesus' mission was to lay down his life for his enemies. The disciples scatter into the darkness, and Jesus is taken alone back into the city. This is now the beginning of the end.